Hola, hola, hola guys, it's me, and guess what? I have another review for you. And this is also from e.l.f, eyeslipsface.com, and this is a new product. This is the Prime and Stay Finishing Powder. And this is how it looks. This is the back. It says Prime and Stay Finishing Powder. It's pretty much just a standard plastic packaging, snap open and close. That is the powder right there, as you can see, just so that you can see how it looks. So I wanted to give this product a good couple of days and just give you all my opinion on it. Now, first of all, I wanted to compare it, or rather, there were a lot of people that wanted to know the difference between this powder and the HD finishing powder. They have it in the loose powder form, and they recently released the hard powder form. My brain is like total brain fart. But anyway, so I really wanted to see the difference. Now, first of all, what you're going to see the difference between this and the HD powder. And you know what? I have the HD powder with me, so I might as well just show it to you. Here it is. Okay, here's the HD powder. Now, when you first look at them both, the first thing you're going to notice right away is the color in the powders. Okay, the HD powder is white in color, as you can see. Now, the Prime and Stay Finishing Powder is really more of a yellow, like a beigey yellow tone. That's the first thing you're going to notice. So, because of this, this powder, the finish is not as cakey and powdery and white as the HD finishing powder. I noticed that right away. The HD finishing powder, if you have not tried it, it really leaves a white cast if you're not careful. If you're not blending the powder enough, this will leave you a white cast on your face. A lot of times it would also settle in your lines, and what happens at this makes you look older. Now with this powder, I noticed that it does not settle in your lines. It is not white, so it does not create a white cast as the HD powder does. Another thing that I noticed about this powder is that it is definitely more fine than the HD powder. This is definitely a thinner milled powder. This actually reminded me of the Makeup Forever. If you've ever tried the Makeup Forever's HD finishing powder, the micro powder, it's actually the same consistency. It's very fine milled, so because of that, it doesn't settle in your lines. It's not as thick as the HD powder. Now, the other thing that I noticed, and this to me, I guess, is the negative of the powder, because it does not leave a white cast. It does not cake up. I applied it several times during the day, and I really did not see any caking. I didn't, look at my face and go, whoa, I put too much powder, that doesn't look right. Definitely did not see that. It did not cake up under my eyes like sometimes the finishing powders do. But one thing that I did notice is that because it's so finely milled, the powder, it does not combat the oil as much as I was expecting it to. That is a good quality in the HD powder, which is this one. This one, although it does leave a white cast and all that stuff, and if you're not careful from blending, it's not going to look right. However, I felt that this one kind of does a better job in absorbing the oil on my face than the Prime and Stay powder. Now, the Prime and Stay, this is also meant to kind of prime your face. You're supposed to like put a little bit before you put on your makeup, it'll prime it, and then you can put it on again to set it. I really didn't see any difference in priming. I did use this before my makeup to see if it would do any difference. Honestly, for me, I didn't see a difference. It didn't, not do anything, and it didn't do anything. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like the powder was there and that was it. So not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not a great thing either. It really didn't do anything. So that's really the only thing. Now, overall, I do like this powder. I like the fact that I can apply it a billion times a day and it won't layer up. But however, that is also a negative, because I have to layer it up a billion times a day, because it does not seem to keep the oil at bay like the e.l.f. HD finishing powder would. So, I have combination oily skin, so usually all the time I have a very greasy nose and a greasy forehead, no matter what season it is. And now that we're into fall, winter, my skin is a little bit more dry, but I still have that oily factor on the T-zone area. So I always need to cover that up. And I do overall do like this powder. It is pretty good for me, but it doesn't cover, or rather it just doesn't blot the oil out as much as I would want it to. I have to reapply it a lot more than I would with the HD powder. Now, the only other negative that I'm not too crazy about is that this is extremely small. It's just really thin. You know, I don't know, you know, how much you can really see, but this is just such a small, thin, I mean, this is just such a thin pan, and if you're going to use it a bunch because you have to, like me, this is really going to go quickly if you really have to reapply that much. If you only have a little bit of oil, if you just use it to set your skin, you know, set your makeup, but you don't really have any, you know, oily problems going on, it's probably going to be fine for you. But if you find yourself applying it a lot, this is probably going to go a little bit quicker than you would want it to. So that really is my negatives on the powder. I really do like the fact that it doesn't build up and things like that. It doesn't give you that white cast. But again, then it has the negative. So it's really up to you. It's very affordable. It's $2 on the website. So if you want, give it a try, give it a shot. Maybe it'll work different on you. As far as for me, I do like the powder. I just don't like the fact that the packaging is, it's just very little product, and because I find myself applying it so much during the day, I know for a fact that it's going to wear out very quickly. So I have mixed reviews about it. I like it and I don't like it, so that kind of sort of sucks. But anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this review, and if you really, you know, want to give it a try, give it a shot. It's on eyes-lips-face.com. I believe it's only online for now. I'm not sure when it will be in stores. So anyway, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. Once again, subscribe to me if you have not, and let's chat. So I will see you guys very, very soon. Adios.